I remember as if it were today, how for years I felt such immense loneliness, such emptiness. And I had the feeling that if I wasn't with someone, if I wasn't with another person, if I wasn't around people, friends, family all the time, if someone wasn't by my side, I wouldn't have anyone to accompany me in this life. No matter who it was, I would switch partners for female friends, acquaintances, and there was always some kind of feeler. As long as we feel that emptiness and lack and the depression that comes with being alone, that's the kind of loneliness that affects us negatively, and that's my perspective. However, when we feel complete with ourselves, we are able to, it's great that you mentioned this, Natalia Samarek, that sometimes we really need that time. And what's interesting is that when we work through certain problems that exist within us, no matter what stage of life they come from, because they don't even have to be our own problems, they can be family line issues, right? So we carry a kind of burden from our family line and we go through life with that burden. It may turn out that if we don't resolve this, we're not able to feel that sense of wholeness. And here, I'll be honest, I was such a case myself because I had a huge sense of lack, both from my childhood and from family history, which I simply had to uncover, and story by story release and bring light to them. I felt that lack. And when the doors were closing, I was really trying to look for different substitutes. And unfortunately, it can also happen that we look for those substitutes not only in people, but also in addictive substances, in food, for example. And we try to fill the void of that loneliness, not understanding where it comes from. So until we reach those spaces that need to be filled, to be given light, to understand why we feel that emptiness and loneliness, of course we won't be able to spend time with ourselves. Alone, of course, right? Speaking of being alone in that fullness, right? And what I think is important is that every person needs time alone with themselves. And it's also very important to remember that we need this time to have space to think about who we want to be, where we want to go, and what we want in life. These are the three basic questions that one of my teachers always repeats, right? Who are you? Where do you want to go? And what do you want? What do you desire, right? In life. If we don't spend time alone with ourselves, we're not able to ask ourselves these questions. But at the same time, when we feel this emptiness, we don't know how to be alone. It's a vicious circle. As for loneliness itself, there's something quite funny about all of this. It's also sad at the same time that until we fill this emptiness, we can't create whole, authentic relationships where two whole people meet. Of course, we can call it two halves of an orange, but we're still whole, because when you look at a sliced orange, it's still whole, right? From this perspective. And it's also interesting that it was the same in my life. At the moment when I truly felt whole within myself, and when I felt like, okay, I actually don't need anyone anymore, suddenly that complement came into my life, right? And I managed to create it. That conscious, whole, beautiful relationship, which is really what we're searching for in our loneliness and frustration, right?